This was their 38th day stranded on the deserted island. Finally the man started gazing at the woman's back deep in thought. Watching him gulp down coconut water, the woman who hadn't eaten in days could only gather her courage and walk over to ask for food. Thankfully the man wasn't stingy. Every time he found food he always shared half with her. They began relying on each other in the harsh environment, and their once distant relationship quickly grew closer. But it wasn't long before the woman noticed the man often stealing glances at her. She instinctively shortened her pants, trying to hide her figure. At the same time the man was busy building a shelter. He ordered the woman to help with the hut, while he sat nearby observing her movements. But the young passionate man couldn't hold back his thoughts, so he kept chewing and swallowing to distract himself. The woman however stayed close behind him at all times, yet every time he turned around, she would deliberately look away. As the days dragged on, their dependence on each other grew stronger. A few days ago, they had fallen overboard during a yacht party. The waves carried them to this unknown island. When they woke up, they were surrounded by nothing but sand and coconut trees, and their bodies were on the verge of collapse. To survive, they ventured into the mountains to look for food. They walked for what felt like forever, until they finally stopped at a waterfall. The man was stunned by the view, but the woman was more focused on survival. She urged the man to hurry and find something to eat, but he suggested taking a bath to cool off first. The woman ignored him, and turned to leave on her own. When they climbed to the top of the mountain, and saw the endless sea surrounding them, they finally realized they were truly stranded on a deserted island. Their brief hope was shattered. They could only head back down the mountain in silence. Luckily, the man still had a lighter in his pocket. At least they could make a fire to stay warm at night. And not long after, they found a cave in the forest. They thought they had found a safe place to sleep, but the moment they stepped inside, a swarm of bats flew out, startling them into falling into a pool of water. But since it was getting dark, they had no choice but to return to the beach soaking wet. And just as they began organizing their supplies, they discovered that the motorboat once stranded on the shore had been completely swept away by the waves. Only a single life jacket remained. They stood on the beach, staring at the crashing waves, wanting to leave, but feeling all hope was gone.